Hey, hi, it's Meredith. I'm here with our message for Wednesday, the 9th of December, 2020. We're using the Gilded Tarot for our message today. So let's tune in and see what's happening in the energy atmosphere for us today. Our cards from the bottom of the deck, the overall theme, we have a return of the Four of Wands. This was in yesterday's reading up here in the theme of the day too. So you know that the four is a great stable foundation, and this particular four is one of the happiest in tarot. So this is how the energy atmosphere is charged for us. This is where we are within ourselves, and what's going on around us will filter through this kind of energy here. So we're stable, we're on good footing. We're experiencing joy, happiness, connection, communication, happy homes and families, and our creative fire is lit up as well, and opportunities are presenting themselves to us, and we are open to receiving them. Coming alongside this, this may be no surprise to any of you at this point, we have the Seven of Swords. Now, for a number of weeks, we have consistently had a message about being in a great atmosphere to deal with the things that challenge us the most. And the Seven of Swords is called the Thief in Tarot. And it's all about how we are robbed of our joy. And you need not look any further than your own self on this card. Yes, there may be, extenuating circumstances, and there may be interference from other connections with other people in our world that could contribute to feeling robbed of our joy here on the seven. Though we have to take self-responsibility when this card comes up. Where are we allowing ourselves to be robbed of our own joy? How is it that we are speaking over our life? This is always a great question when you see a challenge card. What's the inner dialogue like at this time? Are you talking yourself out of the Four of Wands? Are you projecting energy in a direction you need not project it? Is something rising up in the pain body for you to love, nurture, and care for rather than project blame or shame or feel guilty about, right? So the Four of Wands gives us a great opportunity on a super strong, stable foundation in a great energy atmosphere to look without judgment at our Seven of Swords experiences in life, and to bring our own unconditional love to those experiences so we can change the frequency, we can shift the vibe of those energies. And then let's put a little more on this with the Five of Cups. So you know that fives are unstable, but that's their gift. It is the instability of a five that encourages us, inspires us even to find stability. We've already found stability. We've got it with the Four of Wands. So there's a charge to the atmosphere that some of us may not be feeling because the wave of the seven and the wave of the five may feel greater than the happiness that the four represents. And that's something for us to overcome. Now, one of the ways through the Five of Cups is to take a moment or several moments to be in appreciation for some of the greater challenges in your life experience. So let's tear this card apart just a little bit. We've got three turned over cups. We have two upright cups. Now the two upright cups, they're usually lit up. These are as well, and they indicate that we have a fair exchange and a good bond and an expanding bond within our primary, most important relationships. Though this person appears to be looking at the three turned over cups, let's take a moment to honor the Three of Cups, which is a celebration card, right? My feeling here is that with appreciation and a level of gratitude for what has come to pass, the good, the bad, and the ugly, we are able to expand our appreciation. We are able to see where we through our thought, through our inner dialogue, rob ourselves of joy, right? And then we can pick up the 2 cups and stay on the foundation of the 4 of Wands. So we're being given an opportunity to take a look at energies that have been less than favorable, probably quite uncomfortable. There may be a level of reminiscing. We saw that in the 6 of Cups yesterday. And within that reminiscing, we may feel some bittersweet energy. And that's sort of the posture we've got here with this person on the card. You can tell that they're feeling a little low, a little down. And sometimes when we delve into nostalgia, which we see in the 6 of Cups from yesterday's reading, again, that bittersweet energy comes up. And it's that we have to be mindful of, because that bittersweet can engage the ego, which is being somewhat challenged by the astrological atmosphere, the cosmos itself. So I highly recommend that we pay attention to what the astrologers have to say right now. Pick your favorite one on YouTube and stick to them. Listen to those messages and let yourself be educated and informed so that you can add that message to the tarot message and be really proactive in your own self-care. All right, to the rest of the reading, our first card. Oh, one of my most favorite knights, the Knight of Pentacles. I love him. I love him for his attention to detail. He's mindful and he doesn't miss a trick. This one, he pauses. He takes an appropriate amount of time, if we're going to use time, to survey the landscape. He definitely looks before he leaps. And he comes with the 2 of Pentacles. And this is a card that introduces fairness and harmony and balance and making decisions in a fair, harmonious, and balanced way. This card can be a message about our finances and our abundance and the flow. Is that in balance? I'm not really feeling that so much. Just mentioning it because it might pertain to some of you. You may feel that you have to allow for a harmony to flow back in, financially speaking. And that could take a little longer than you anticipated. But what I feel more intuitively guided to is that the Knight of Pentacles moves along kind of slow and steady, consistently and reliably. So lean into your consistency and your reliability as it relates to the 7 of Swords and the 5 of Cups here. Yesterday, the message was reminding us that we have a lot of positive energy within the atmosphere in which to draw from, though it may have been obscured a bit from our view. You know, as if we had to pierce a veil or allow a fog to lift. And that may still be relevant to this message, because the 7 and the 5 here could create chaos within the ego voice. And from yesterday's message, there was a bit of like a psychological assault from the ego showing up in the fog and in that veil, and we had to really have faith and trust that our 4 of Wands was, you know, really still there, intact, by staying true to our own heart. And so I'm feeling like this message kind of overlaps into today's. And then we have, see, this is it. Here's the Lover's card, choice, decision, but also a connection between 2 people. So this is between you and your soulmate, you and your beloved. And it can be in any kind of relationship. It could be in your work as well. The choice is being offered to us through the Lover's card. And the reminder is to choose through happiness. You know, we saw also yesterday big happy changes, and it's the happy that makes the big change. But when there's some sort of ego wave rolling through, our ability to stay connected to the 4 of Wands, to the Lovers. We are the love of our own life, and it's our love and light that we bring to every aspect, right? Sometimes that feels unbalanced, and sometimes that feels, I'm going to say, a little bit unfair because of that 7 of Swords. So when we are sensing that there is a lack of reciprocity in Wow. In the harmonization and the fairness of the Two of Pentacles, you know, we can start to tell ourselves a story based on prior experience that feeds the ego. And then we move into this, you know, Five of Cups type of situation. So the reminder here is to pick up your two cups, which is the Two of Cups, which is strengthening bonds, great connection, a strong love connection between you in self-relationship, between you and your beloved, and it's being reinforced here in the Lovers with, are you ready for this? The Ten of Cups. So this is a reminder to you. Look, we've got a rainbow here, a rainbow here. Perfect. This is a reminder to you that this is still here. Even though you may not be necessarily feeling it, sensing it, perceiving it, right? Because of whatever's going on in the cosmos. You know, we have an eclipse coming up and we have a planetary alignment taking shape. So we could, you know, the atmosphere can be really charged right now with unusual, quite rare and unique energies, and that could be upsetting our apple cart. And it's funny how fragile the ego is when these types of things come along, and we can't necessarily point to any one thing and say, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. No, we can't do that. There's just this atmosphere of the unusual, and the ego wants to grab a hold of it and process it in an old way and tell an old story, which robs us of our joy. But we're being reminded we have two of the happiest cards in tarot here with the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups. So that is still here. That is still relevant. And you know something? The Knight of Pentacles knows it, because that's part of his mission, to fulfill that, right? To bring the Ace of Pentacles to its destination. And what is that? That's your heart space. What is the Ace of Pentacles? It is opportunity, it is abundance, and it is great love. So that's in motion. And it's our spiritual journey work to stay connected to the harmony of that, no matter what is charging the atmosphere. And I know I said that yesterday, but apparently it bears repeating because there is quite an overlap in today's message. And then the next card is the Eight of Cups coming with the Nine of Cups. And I mentioned the Nine of Cups yesterday too, even though it didn't show up in the reading. I mentioned it because this is what we hold in heart space, and this is what we strive for, because we're creating a thriving style of energy on our foundation in the Ten of Cups, in the Four of Wands. So this is about a dream coming true. Something is fulfilling, and we are walking on toward that in this unusual atmosphere of energy. And the Eight of Cups absolutely presents that for us. Usually it's described as a card of, oh, somebody's walking away from a relationship, somebody's moving on. And really the message is about how eclipse energy has an effect upon us from one eclipse to the next, you know. And I remind you often when we see this card that eclipse energy can last anywhere from 6 to 18 months and sometimes more. So we're having kind of a culmination of prior eclipse energy as we move into a new eclipse and an interesting planetary alignment. So, and with it comes this fog, this veil that we have to be able to pierce with our faith and our trust in ourselves and hold true to what we hold in heart space on the Nine of Cups, because this is what we nurture. And this is what we do spiritual journey work for. And we understand the kind of investment that is required to create a Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups, Four of Wands, Lovers, Two of Cups lifestyle, right? It literally can be blood, sweat, and tears sometimes for us, spiritually speaking. And do you really want to throw all that out just because the ego has fogged over your brilliant clarity at this time? No. This is about staying in heart space and trusting what you know to be true. And then we have Judgment with the Two of Cups. Now, usually I would pull more cards on the Judgment by itself, though I don't feel I need to here, because we're being called to our faith and our trust, our love and our happiness. And we are being given a multitude of opportunities to engage what's on offer to us. And the Judgment card is all about recycling, bringing back around opportunity that we felt might have passed us by before. And I'm going to say that we may have felt as if opportunity passed us by in prior eclipses, and it's being delivered to us in this unusual atmosphere at this time, in these now moments. So it's coming back around, and we have an opportunity to connect more deeply to those offerings from the Divine All, and we're staying true to the Ten of Cups foundation that we've built for ourselves. I want to draw your attention to the fact that we have the 8 and the 2. So you add them, you get the 10 of Cups again, right? We're staying true to that path that we're on. We're walking through that 11-11 portal on the 4 of Wands. And yeah, the atmosphere might be murky. We might not be able to see through it. But we have all of this here on the table reminding us that we carry it with us. So ride these unusual waves of energy and be okay with the veil and even a sense of, my guides want to say, ambiguous energy. Be okay with that, because your true north is the Lovers, the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Cups, the 2 of Cups here on the 5, right? And this veil, this obscured vision is going to provide a clarity that creates a heaven on earth 7 for us as soon as we recognize any little thing that is robbing us of our joy, because once we see it, we can't ignore it, and we tend to it in a nurturing way, and that just grows and expands this beautiful energy that's on offer to us. Fantastic. So some of you may be feeling doubt and fear and stress and anxiety, and you may be having a temporary period of negative self-talk because you feel somewhat disconnected from the brilliant clarity we had just a week or so ago. And the cards are reminding you to stay connected to all of that goodness in your heart. And soon enough, the horizon's going to clear up for us. And we'll see that our 10 of Cups is still there. And our 4 of Wands. All right, angel answers. A good time to ask a question of these cards if you've got a question. I love this card. Communicate clearly. Absolutely do that. No verbal clutter. If you've got questions, ask them. If you don't understand something, ask for clarity. And offer it as well, and be a great listener. Oh, next we have, a repeat from yesterday in improving health. Oh, and big happy changes. Nice. This card, the improving health card, for me is all about our well-being, most especially our emotional well-being. And sitting right next to communicate clearly, some of us have something to say. And this might be just the right time to say it. If you've been holding it in heart space for a while and you want to create a big happy change, connect to the happiness within the heart space and express yourself clearly. And then that will bring an expansiveness to your overall well-being. And then we have emphatic yes. Yes, do that. Beautiful. All right. Our affirmation from the universe has your back. Joy is the ultimate creator. You know it is. You know it. You've seen it time and again, and you're being asked to have faith for that and to trust yourself to continue to choose joyfully, right? There it is. Great confirmation to the entire reading, as always. Have a beautiful day today, peak of the week, Wednesday. Peace, love, joy, happiness to each and every one of you. Bye for now. Namaste.